Good evening, everyone. Erev Tov, everyone. Who's with us? Dr. Les with us. Erev
Shalom, Rav.
Tov, Dr.
Hi, Raz.
Hello, Stephen. I missed you last week. Where you been
Uh,
on
I
Sunday?
had a few last Sunday. My father had to go to hospital, so
Oh,
Refuah
Refuah
Shlema.
Shlema.
had
Refuah
a bit of
Shlema.
an infection. I had to take him to hospital. Yeah.
Okay, Refuah Shlema. Please, God. Hilton with us. No, Erev Tov, everyone. Dr. Les, we wait another few more minutes
Okay.
because still before 8 o'clock. We'll just wait for more people to come. I'm sure everyone would like to hear what you have to say. So
I
we'll
don't know
just
about
wait.
that.
Anyway, that's most important. That give us the update. Just let's give them one more minute until people usually log on. It's taken time, and we'll look from there. You know what I'm saying? But it's not going to take too long. It's not going to take too long because people are going to start logging. Otherwise, how you doing, Dr. Les? You look to me like
Baruch
you
Hashem.
cold.
Yeah, no, I
Look
just
like,
wasn't feeling so well this afternoon, but Baruch Hashem, I'm at home and I'm drinking hot drinks, and yeah, thank God, I should be good.
please God,
Uh,
refuah shlema, you too.
Thanks.
No?
So,
You
Rav,
sound
last
like
week was for us it was Purim. So we had the Megillah reading. That's why I couldn't join this year. It was on Sunday night. And I just want to mention, the atmosphere in Israel. I've been here 30 years. And it's so sad that the atmosphere before Purim, the school kids get dressed up in their costumes, and there's like a joyful atmosphere in the country. This year we didn't see that. It was so subdued. On the day of Purim, there were masibot, and there were people had their feasts, and there was a lot of people. Only in the afternoon did we see a little bit of joy coming out, because it's really difficult times we're going through. And Rav, can I start? So,
yeah,
okay, so today, this morning, we woke up to, again, very sad news of a bus attack on route number 90, that's to the Dead Sea in the Jordan Valley, where there was somebody who actually was an assassin. He waited in an ambush to ambush, and 3 Israelis are seriously injured. So we just dove in for a refuah shlema. And when they're seriously injured, sometimes they don't make it. It's very serious. And this doesn't get reported anywhere else except for Israel and the Jewish community. And today also, Rob, we heard the very sad news of the passing of Joe Lieberman. He was a senator that stood for the vice president with Al Gore, and a very proud Jew, very proud Zionist, and a very proud Jew. I'd met him about 2 or 3 times here in Israel, and later tonight I'll share the video that he gave. Very special. And also we had the passing of Professor Daniel Kahneman. He was 90. He was the 5th Israeli recipient of the Nobel Prize for economics. So he passed away. So it's actually quite sad. But it's amazing that we have 5 Nobel Prize winners from this small country. Some amazing sad things. You see, that's why the mood here is so somber. 2 Israeli survivors from the massacre actually were detained in Manchester airport, and they were harassed. And the police, at the border police, detained them for 2 hours, questioning them and saying, "We don't want you to do here what you do in Gaza." These were 2 survivors. And Rav, I had a patient today. It's my brother's patient, but I had a patient who, when he works for Hatzolah voluntary, and when he heard on the 7th, he got on his motorbike and he went down south to help immediately to he's so modest. I wanted to video him, but he said no, he doesn't want to be videoed. But what an amazing person. So that's that. Now, also, we I don't know if you're aware, in South Africa, there was the testimony of Amit Susana. She was one of the captives that was released from the tunnels, and she did a 8-hour interview with the New York Times. And what's amazing is that the deafening silence from all the human rights groups, all the people that were supposed to give support, me too, unless you're a Jew. It's just incredible. But she's such a hero that she actually came forward and she publicly spoke about her horrendous and harrowing time being sexually assaulted. Such a hero. And then this is something amazing, Rav, and I won't be long, but You know, I was so aware when we finished reading the Megillah, the very last verse, it says that most of the people supported Mordechai. Not all, which is actually quite unbelievable. After all the miracles, after all what he did, not all the Yidden supported him. It says most. And so you have a hero like Amit Susana, and then you have the opposite of a hero, somebody from UCT, and it's in the South African Jewish Report. Her name is Susan Levine, who brought a motion to boycott Israel at the UCT, which is such an incredibly terrible resolution. It was like a miracle that there were 70 for the resolution and 75 against, and 15 abstained. So that resolution of boycotting Israel from UCT didn't pass. But it was brought by the opposite of a Jewish hero. It's the Jewish like non-hero, if you want to use a better term. So we see also very sad, and it's the end of an era that Al won't be flying to South Africa. And this is something really quite, you know, we have nostalgia of Al, and it's a sign of the times. This is it's actually quite sad, and it's the end of an era. It really is the end of an era. But to look on the positive, and we always have to look on the positive, we are so grateful that a group of a delegation of South Africans came to Israel, and they were here, and these are the normal South Africans. And they spoke on I-24. They went to the south. They went, and it gave such comfort. It was reported in all the newspapers that there are many, many South Africans, not the corrupt government, but many ordinary South Africans that support us and are with us in this very difficult time that we're going through. So it gives us a lot of comfort. And what gives us tremendous comfort is to know that the South African Jewish community, and we have people, and I saw it, and I would urge everybody to see Douglas Murray when he came to South Africa. He is like a tzaddik, that guy. And his interview on Eyewitness News, it's just unbelievable what an amazing person he is, and how Howard Feldman did that interview. It was just phenomenal. So it's there for everyone to see, and we have got friends, and we're not alone. The Economist, and I'm going to end up for this, Rob, The Economist, which is a very worldwide publication, has on its front cover the flag of Israel in the desert, and it says Israel alone. But you know what? They got it all wrong. We're not alone. We've got Hashem. And we are Hashem's people, and that's what every Jew has to remember. It gives us chizuk to know that we are Am Yisrael, and this is the land that Hashem promised us. And other countries will come and go, but we will always remain.
Yeah, Am HaNetzach, Be'ezrat Hashem. Thank you, Dr. Les. Always very interesting. Yisher koach. Thank you very much. So now we're going to start the show. Be'ezrat Hashem na'aseh v'notzliach, ve'Hashem alenu berachamav yarviach. I would like to dedicate the show in the soul of Esther Kaden Bat Chitzia, Mordechai ben Rahma, Tamar Bat Zehava, Itan ben Keren ve'Avishai Naem, Malka Regina Bat Joya, Yaakov Salomon ben Farha, Farha Bat Salha, Nishmatam tiyeh tzrura b'tzur ha'im. Also, I would like to dedicate the shiur for all of those that need the refuah shleima. ליאור בת מרים, מנשה נבי בן פרחה, הרב משה בן ביובדיה, הרב משה בן דבורה, הרב שלמה יהודה בן דליה, הרב אברהם בן מרימה, דבורה בת אסתר, שיינה קהלה בת חנה, מרדכי דוד בן לאה, יהודה הלל בן שולמית לאה, חיים נחום בן פסח רזה הכהן, ברוך בן שרה חיינה אהובה קדן, בת טלי אסתר לאה, בת רחל, פסח יצחק בן אלה, איילה עדן בת רבקה, נטלי מלכה בת שר רבקתל, יהודה בן אליעזר, מאיר בן יהודה, אריאל בן שילת, אורי בן יעל, וחנניה שלום בן אביגדור. Please God, רפואה שלמה to them, ולכל חולה ופצועי עמו בית ישראל בכל מקום שהם. Okay, פרשת צו, רבותיי, פרשת צו, it's the second parsha already on ספר ויקרא, and פרשת צו speak also about the korbanot, also about the clothes of the Kohen Gadol, but we'll speak now, we'll go step by step, and we'll try to understand certain ideas about the Korbanot and what the Torah tried to tell us. Let's start. וידבר אדוני אל משה לאמור, צו את אהרון ואת בניו לאמור, זאת תורת העולה, היא העולה על מוקדה, על המזבח כל הלילה עד הבוקר, ואש המזבח תוקד בו. בכבוד, ג'פרי.
Good evening. Hashem spoke to Moshe saying, command Aaron and his sons, saying, this is the law of the elevation offering. It is the elevation offering that stays on the flame on the altar all night until the morning. And the fire of the altar should remain flame on it.
Okay. Let's try to understand what the Torah tried to tell us. Tzav et Aaron ve'et banav. The word Tzav is to command. Okay? But Rashi HaKadosh, Rabbi Shlomo Yitzhaki, that born in the city of Troyes in the north of France, he born around 984 years ago. Rashi HaKadosh said, I'm going to read it in Hebrew and then I will translate it to English. En tzav ela leshon ziruz miyad uledorot. He said the word tzav, that command Aaron and his kids, it's actually leshon ziruz. Ziruz is quickly, something that quick, something is, hello Marky, it's something that quick and fast. And the Mefarshim asks, what is Rashi trying to tell us? What it means, lishon ziruz, quick, miyad, immediately, veledot, and to generation. We have to understand what's hiding behind Rashi interpretation. What is Rashi trying to tell us? Because if you look at the word, en tzav ela ziruz, that means to make person to be hurried, to be quick, and it's for now and for generation. What does that have to do with what we read about Korban HaOlah? So, to understand that, we have to go to the Gemara in Masechet Shabbat, page 20, folio 1. Chazal explained that the word ziruz is to be quick, to be fast, okay? It doesn't mean only speed. It means that when a person do a mitzvah, you have to do it very accurately, okay? Not only very accurately, you have to observe the mitzvah properly. And we know that in Bet HaMikdash, they used to sacrifice hundreds of korbanot every day. Hundreds of korbanot. And the Kohanim that used to serve have a very difficult mission. It's not a simple mission that when you have 100 korbanot, to remember which korban is which one. Which one have to be burned completely. Okay? La korban olah. Korban olah, kishmo kenhu. Olah. Ole kulo ala mizbeach. That means the korban olah get burned completely. Okay? No one benefit from it. It's only in honoring of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And then we have korban hatat, we have korban shlamim, all different korbanot. What does it mean? There is certain korbanot that you can't eat from it. There is certain korbanot that you can eat from them, but only the Kohen. There is certain korbanot that not only the Kohen can eat, also the Israel, the owner of the korban. Now, there is 100 korbanot being sacrificed, one after each other. And people have to bring them. They have to check them. And then, obviously, they have to skin them. Then they have to put it on the korban. They have to give portion to the Kohen. They have to give portion for the what do you call it? For the owner of the korban, the Israel. Then these to sparkling the blood. Everything has to do specifically and quickly. Okay? And everything has to be done in a right measure. That means that the Kohanim have a very important job, because there's certain korbanot that you can eat in Yerushalayim. There's korban that you can eat outside the Homot of Yerushalayim, outside the wall of Jerusalem. Okay? Or on Azara, So we see from here that the Torah come and tell us, Tzav et Aaron, command Aaron and his kids, because his kids was Kohanim, le'emor, and tell them, Zot Torat ha'olam. This is the law that how you sacrifice Korban Olam. That means you take Korban Olam, okay? You obviously check that it's kosher, and then you shecht it. And after you shecht it, obviously you have to skin it, you have to open it, you have to make sure that the Korban is kosher. And then you burn it all. Why? Because Korban Olah Kishmo Kenu. It's going on top of the Mizbeach, get burned completely. So now we understand what does it mean Leshon Zirut. But still we have to understand Miyad veledorot. What it mean Miyad veledorot. So we have to explain like this. And I'm going to bring the commentary of Rabbi Haim ben Attar. Rabbi Haim ben Attar, born in the city of Sali, he born around 328 years ago in Morocco. Sorry. And he explained in his book, Or HaHaim, HaKadosh, something very extraordinary. He said that there is Seder of the Korbanot. What it means, Seder? There is an order which Korban you sacrifice first, which Korban is second, which Korban after that come. You can't just come and shech the Korban. He said that you have to understand that the first Korban, that before you start sacrificing any Korbanot, it's Korban HaTamid. Korban HaTamid, that they used to do it twice a day, early morning, okay, and Ben Arban. And then there is also Korban Olah that came after that. And after that, there's all different Korbanot. Not only that, what is that Korban? What you have to bring, Korban HaTamid, that's the first Korban that you have to bring. What is it? Is it a goat? Is it a lamb? Is it a bull? What is it? All of those, what it means, miyad veledorot. You have to remember that when you do it, you have to do it immediately. But you have to do it now and also for generation. What it means for generation? It's come to tell you that in Bet HaMikdash, the Kohanim have to know which Korban have to be first, sacrificed first. Which Korban come after Korban HaTamid, that's Korban Mincha. And then the other Korbanot. And which Korban is Korban Olah? What do you call it? No, I forgot the name. No, Korban HaTamid. It had to be made that the Korban is a lamb. Okay? The lamb, that's Korban HaTamid. And Hazal tell us something very interesting story in a Gemara in Masechet Menachot. The Gemara in Masechet Menachot in Samech Daled, Amud Bet, that means 64, folio 2, tell us a story. That when the Roman put the city of Jerusalem in a siege, the children of Israel couldn't have korbanot. So what they used to do? They used to buy the korban that called Korban HaTamid from the Roman. How they used to do it? They used to take a basket, a big basket, and they used to put money inside and roll it down the wall down for the Roman, and they used to give them money. And the Roman used to put the land, and they used to take it up. Until there's a story, until one Kuti, one anti-Jewish person, came and tell him, what are you doing? As long that the children of Israel are sacrificing Korban HaTamid, you can never conquer the city. Then we know the story that they put a chazir, anyway. But what does it come to tell you? That even when Jerusalem was underneath a siege, the Kohanim knew that they cannot bring any other korban except a lamb. To start the korbanot, there is order. And that's what it's come to tell you. That not only it's good to be accurate and to know, but you have to understand that there is also order how the korbanot. And that's miyad now, when Bet HaMikdash was exist. But what it mean ledorot, to generation? For example, today we don't have Bet HaMikdash. Bet HaMikdash is not exist. So how we can do for ledorot? So on a pshat of the dvarim, you have to learn it. If you have the kohanim, have to know the order, the sequence. What's come first, what's come second. But I saw a different interpretation that brought by Rabbi Yaakov Chaim Sofer. Rabbi Yaakov Chaim Sofer, he wrote the famous book that called Kaf Chaim. It's a book of halachot. And he born in Baghdad in Iraq around 157 years ago, plus minus. And he explained something extraordinary. He said that today in our time, that we don't have Bet HaMikdash. Over 2,000 years, over 2,500 years, that we don't have Bet HaMikdash. So how is that applicable to us today? He said like this, today that we cannot sacrifice the korbanot, you have a different order. That when you start to daven, you have to start the korbanot. You have to learn the sequence of the korbanot. You have to learn the order of the korbanot. By that you learn the order of the korbanot, okay, and you're saying them, that's what's come to tell you that you know and you learn the order of the korbanot. But there is a different hadith. Midrash Tanhuma, it's a midrash that's been written by Rabbi Tanhuma. And our parsha in Siman Yudalet, it's called, let's call it verse or chapter 14, he explains something extraordinary. When a person learns the korbanot, when a person reads the korbanot every morning, and he understands what he's saying, it's considered,
The worst it's ever been.
Mute. Let me just mute. Okay, everyone is muted. Yeah, was noise at the back. It's come to tell you something extraordinary. When a person reads the korbanot, it's considered like him himself sacrifice, brought a sacrifice. So it's come to tell you, say Rabbi Yaakov Chaim Sofer. He said, today that we don't have Bet HaMikdash, how you can keep this halacha that the Kohanim have, how we as Israel keep the halacha, by that you're reading the korbanot, it's considered like you sacrifice. Okay? By that you study the korbanot, it's considered for the Kohanim, for everyone, the Israelites, that they sacrifice the Kohanim and they keep the orders. It's come to tell you that what it says at the beginning, Tzav et Aaron ve'et banav. That means, Rashi say, Leshon ziruz miyad uledorot. That means it's quickly. Quickly we say that Hazal Negemara in Masechet Shabbat 20, Folio 1, say that quickly is not just to be very quick, it's also to be accurate. Miyad ve'ledorot, immediately, and for the future generation, that even when Bet HaMikdash not going to be exist, that you have to remember which korban come first, like the Rabbi Chaim ben Atar said. But Rabbi Yaakov Sofer said, but when Bet HaMikdash not going to be exist, you have to remember that you have to read the korbanot, not to forget the order of the korbanot. So now we can understand Rashi. Rashi explained ziruz is quickly, and we brought the Gemara Masechet Shabbat, that to be accurate. Miyad is to know the order of the korbanot, like say Rabbi Chaim ben Atar. Ledorot, when Bet HaMikdash not exists, that we should read Seder HaKorbanot before we start davening. And that's what he tells you. Everything in life has to be in order and understanding that everything mitzvah that you do, you have to do it quick, but you have to be very accurate about it. And not just to do mitzvah chaplap. We explained that Chachmei Achen, Chachmei Asod, that means the mystical rabbi explained that when you do a mitzvah and you don't doing it properly, you're creating an angel, an incomplete angel. And that's why we have to be specific. Let's continue in verse. Mitzeh ha'olah al mokdah. That means that Zot Torah ha'olah al mokdah. What does it mean ha'olah al mokdah? That the korban of olah have to be on the fire. Okay. But if you look at the Chumash and you look at the Sefer Torah, the letters mem from the word mokdah is very small. Many of the Mefarshim ask the same question. I don't understand why that the word mem have to be small. Why is it's been written in the Torah and in the Chumash also that the word mokdah, the letters mem of the word mokdah, small. What's the hidush here? So there is different interpretation. I'm going to bring the one idea of the Kutzake Rebbe. Kutzake Rebbe is Rabbi Menachem Mendel Morgenstern. He born in around 231 years ago in Poland, Glassman. And he said something extraordinary. He said that the word mem on a fire, mokdah, it's mean excitement. It means sometimes a Jewish person suddenly feel excitement. You want to worship HaKadosh Baruch Hu, you want to do mitzvot, you want to do kindness, okay? You want to daven with kavanah. And you start performing. You know, sometimes people forgot themselves in a davening and they do that. Ado, the Shulchan Aruch, the Maran Shulchan Aruch said, B'chot Tfilah, that a person shouldn't shake his hand and his head and lift up his hand to the heaven, because the angel in the heaven laughing on him. I was davening in one shul and they asked me to give a shiur. It was a Chabad shul, and came a guy, and he was davening and was doing that. And I said to the rabbi there, you know, it's against halacha. You know, the Shulchan Aruch actually saying the angel laughing on him. I didn't know. I said, look, Shulchan Aruch Hilchot Tfilah. Look, Orach Chaim. Anyway, I show him, I send him the thing, and I said to him, explain to your guys, your friend. You know. So anyway, I told him, the rabbi accepted him. I think 2 weeks later, it's happened that I needed to daven there again. They asked me to come and talk, and actually I didn't daven there. I just came to give the shiur and I gone. I met again the guy, and there was davening. I came a bit earlier because they daven a bit late. They start very late, the minyan. And when I came there, there was in the end of Musaf, and the guy again shuchling. And so I said to the rabbi, "No, did you tell him?" And he said, "Yeah." I said, "But I see that he doesn't listen." He said, "No, they don't listen." Anyway, so I finished the show, and we said they have what do you call it, a brocha, and they have a chat. And I said to the guys, you know, did you get the sauce? The guy looked at me, was very upset that I told the rabbi, where's the sauce, that you shouldn't to behave like this in a daven. And the angel laughing. What does it mean? Said the Kutzake Rebbe, that when a person suddenly feel excitement, that feel that he have elevation, that he want to serve HaKadosh Baruch Hu, he said, Al Mokdah, the fire that you have on you, that excitement to serve HaKadosh Baruch Hu, to do mitzvot, to do kindness, to daven with kavanah, he said, that fire, keep it in your heart. Okay? You shouldn't show it on the outside. And that's why the latest mem comes small. That although that you have this fire, this excitement to serve HaKadosh Baruch Hu, do it in modesty. Do it in humbleness. Don't show everyone. That's one interpretation why the letters mem, it's small. There is another idea that if we take the letters mem, the gematria of the letters mem is 40. What does it come to tell you? It's come to hint to us something important. That the Torah we receive on a 40th day. What do you mean on a 40th day? You're all going to say, no. We got it on the 49 days, on the 50th days. That was when they left Egypt. But the 40, it's from the day that Moshe Rabbeinu gone up to heaven. Moshe Rabbeinu was in heaven for 40 days and 40 nights. After that, when he came down, Bnei Israel received the Torah. Moshe Rabbeinu given Bnei Israel all the Torah. So it's come to tell you that you have to understand, why 40? Why dafka the mem ktana? To tell you that the Torah that you have, you received it after Moshe Rabbeinu was in heaven for 40 days and 40 nights. He brought down the Torah. Okay? And the man to show modesty. And who was the humble man, the most modest man, most humble man? Moshe Rabbeinu. And that's why the mem ktana. That's al-mukda, on the fire. Okay, we spoke almost for a half an hour just on the first verse. Let's move on. Let's go to verse 3. And verse 3, it says like this. ולבש הכהן מידו בד, ומכנסי בד ילבש על בשרו, והרים את הדשן, אשר תאכל האש את העולה על המזבח, ושמו אצל המזבח.
The Cohen shall don his fitted linen tunic, and he shall don linen breeches on his flesh. He shall separate the ash of what the fire consumed of the elevation offering on the altar, and place it next to the altar.
Okay. So if you look, mido, the word mido, Rashi HaKadosh actually bring the Gemara in Masechet Pesachim in page 65, folio 2, and the Gemara in Masechet Yoma in page 23, folio 2. He said that the word mido, it's mean that the Kohen have to wear, the clothes that he wear have to be his specific size, exactly his size. Okay, we have to understand what it means his size. That the clothes that the Kohen Gadol have to wear is clothes. Obviously. So what's the Hidush here? A beautiful Hidush that the Chachmei Musar, the Musar Rebbe explained. And the Musar Rebbe explained like this, that a person have to understand that in life, everything has to do in every measure that you do have to be with proper measure. That means proper size. Everyone have to eat. You must eat. You must drink. You must drink. But everything has to be with moderation. That means that you can't go overboard, eat overboard, drink overboard, sleep overboard. It's come to tell you, Rashi say, that the clothes that the Kohen Gadol wear, it have to be his size, exactly, specifically, that will fit him. Also you, that when it's come to your life, you have to sleep 6 to 8 hours, not more. You have to eat. Eat what you need. Don't overkill yourself. When is it come? Usually when people go to a simha, to occasion, and they feel like the food is for free. Let me eat as much as I can. There's plenty. Why are you eating so much? Is it healthy? Hazal say that it's not healthy. The Rambam say no. Hazal say, when I say Hazal, it's the Rambam, Rabbi Moshe ben Maimon, the Maimonides. He born in the city of Cordova, 890 years ago. And he said like this, listen to that. He said that a person should eat not to fill up his stomach full, only 3/4, why? And then to stop. Why? Because it takes time for the body to feel, for the person to feel that he's full. And sometimes people, eat and eat, it's like beyond understanding. Or in Purim, people get drunk. After Purim, on Shushan Purim, on Monday morning, I have people in a minyan coming, and I wanted to give him aliyot. I wanted to give him. The one guy said to me, I'm completely hangover. I can't. I just can't. He cannot daven. He cannot go up to daven. He can go up to the Amud. Why? Because he overdrank on Purim. Where does it say that it's a mitzvah to get drunk on Purim? Adeh de lo yada, the Rambam explained that a person should drink more than he gets used to drink. Okay, and also brought by the what do you call it, the Rashbam. He said how much you should drink. If a person gets used to drink, let's say, a glass of wine every day, on Purim drink double. Why? Because after the second one, you already want to sleep. You go to sleep. And then you don't know Ben Baruch Mordechai La'aru Raman. That's the mitzvah. But it doesn't say that the mitzvah to drink, to get drunk, and to vomit, and to embarrass other people, where's Kvod HaBriot, and etc. And many people intend to drink all different alcohol. No, that doesn't say. If you look what the Shulchan Aruch say, that you should drink red wine. And people mixing beer, mixing vodka, whiskey. That doesn't say that. So it's come to tell you that Velabash HaKohen Mido Bad, what it means Mido? His size. That in life you need to eat, you must eat. Eat what you need to eat. You need to drink, drink. Don't overkill yourself. You need to sleep, sleep. You have to do that in life, everything in moderation. And the Rambam call it Derech HaZahav, the middle way. Don't be too extreme to the right, don't be too extreme to the left. That's the Rambam in Al-Chod Da'ot. That's the second idea. Another idea that brought by the Rabbi Yonatan Eifshitz. Rabbi Yonatan Eifshitz, born in the city of Krakow in Poland. He born 334 years ago, plus minus. And he says, you know what does it mean, Madobad? He said like this. He said, and he actually based his commentary on what Hazal tell us in a Gemara in Masechet Ketubot in page 8, folio 2. There Hazal tell us something very extraordinary. He said that in their time, the poor people used to wear linen. Linen in Hebrew, it's called pishtan. Pishtan, okay, that it's also shesh. Take the word bad, okay, mido bad, mem, okay, sorry, bed daled, it means 6, shesh. It's come to tell you something very important. A person that want to serve HaKadosh Baruch Hu, a person that want to be Talmid Chacham, can't wear name-brand clothes. Why? Because all day thinking about the name-brand clothes. Not that it's halachically asur, but if you want to be modest, Talmid Chacham has to be modest. You can't go and flesh with a suit that made by Gucci or Pierre Cardin, I don't know, all different fancy names. Okay? I don't know what they call those fancy names that they have. It's come to tell you that a person that had to serve a Kadosh Baruch Hu have to wear nice clothes. Not that Has v'Shalom you have to go with dirty clothes or tear clothes. Has v'Shalom, that we didn't say. But you can't go and wear those fancy name brand clothes. That's not going to make you Talmid Chacham. That's what you're going to do is just to show off. Okay? And that's what the Torah tells you. Your size. What it means your size? It's a mido bad. Bad, gematria shesh, pishtan. Something simple. Don't show off. Be modest. That means a Talmid Chacham, even with his clothes, he have to be modest. He can't wear name brand clothes. Three different opinions. What does it mean? V'labash kohen mido bad. That means the kohen have to wear simple clothes, not very fancy. Okay, let's go to verse 4. And here we're going to connect it, Be'ezrat Hashem, to Shabbat Kodesh. And look what it says in verse 4. ופשט את בגדיו ולבש בגדים אחרים, והוציא את הדשן אל מחוץ למחנה, אל מקום טהור.
He shall remove his garments and don other garments, and he shall remove the ash to the outside of the camp, to a pure place.
Okay. On the pshat of the dvarim, the Torah tells us that the Kohen, when he served in Bet HaMikdash, he wear a certain clothes. Okay, when he served at Bet HaMikdash. But when it's come to take the ash after the fire burned the wood, okay, the logs, what's happening? When you take the ash, change your clothes and wear a different clothes. On a pshat of the dvarim, that the clothes that you're serving HaKadosh Baruch Hu, it's not nice with the same clothes to go and remove the ash, because they're going to get dirty. How are you going to serve HaKadosh Baruch Hu? But Hazal in the Gemara in Masechet Shabbat, in page 114, folio 1, right in the top of the page of 114, folio 1, Hazal tell us something extraordinary. Hazal tell us something very interesting. Hazal tell us, Minayin leshinui begadim min haTorah. Where do you learn that you have to change your clothes in honor of Shabbat? That's what Hazal in the Gemara asking. Hazal in the Gemara saying that on Shabbos, from here you learn, Hazal tell us that on Shabbat Kodesh, a person should wear clothes in honor of Shabbat. That means special clothes for Shabbat. That means clothes that you don't wear during the week. That's what Hazal tell us. Hazal asks that, where do you learn that? Hazal say from this verse. What does it say? V'shpashat et begadav v'labash b'gadim acherim. That means all week around, you should have your clothes that you're working with them, you're going to the office with them, whatever you do. But on Shabbat, you have to have special clothes. A clothes that they're specifically only for Shabbat, in honor of Shabbat. That means every Jewish person have to have special clothes that he doesn't wear them only on Shabbat and Yom Tov. Say, Hazal, where do you learn that? Hazal in a Gemara Masechet Shabbat, 114, folio 1, right in the top. Look at that. Hazal asked them, Minayin, leshinui begadim min haTorah. Where do you learn that you have to change your clothes on Shabbos from the Torah? That's the question of Hazal. Hazal say, from that it say here, velabash begadim acherim. Say in the verse, and you should wear a different clothes. That means the clothes that you're serving HaKadosh Baruch Hu, that's like Shabbat. But the clothes that you take the ashes, That's referring to the normal week there. You can't use the same clothes on Shabbat. You can't wear the same clothes. And that's the Hiddush. So what does it mean? That even from what the Torah speak about, the clothes of the Kohen, said the Mefarshim, that you can learn what you have to wear on Shabbat. And that's the Hiddush here. Let's go to verse 5. And you know what? Let's leave verse 5 because the time running late. I would like to go to verse 18. Let's go to verse 18 in chapter 6 because verse 5 is going to take a long time to explain. Maybe I'll explain it on Shabbos, Be'ezrat Hashem. Shabbat, by the way, the Shi'ur on Shabbat, this Shabbos it's going to be at 4:45, 4:45. Last week it was on 5 o'clock. It's 15 minutes earlier because Shabbat ending up early. Let's look at verse 18 and look what it says. דבר אל אהרון ואל בניו לאמור. זאת תורת החטאת, במקום אשר תשחט העולה, תשחט החטאת. לפני אדוני, קודש קודשים היא.
Speak to Aaron and his sons, saying, this is the law of the sin offering. In the place where the elevation offering is slaughtered, shall the sin offering be slaughtered. Before Hashem, it is most holy.
On a pshat of the dvarim, Hazal explaining, the Torah tells us that on the same place that you sacrifice the korban olah, okay, you should sacrifice the korban hatat. What is the Hiddush here? I don't understand. What difference does it make if I sacrifice the korban hatat in a different place or not? What's the Hiddush here? So first of all, let's explain what is korban hatat. Korban olah, we say, it's a korban that comes from machshava, korban todah, that we want to thank Hakadosh Baruch Hu, and that get burned completely. Korban hatat, what is korban hatat stand for? Korban hatat kishmo kenhu. Okay, it's a person that made avera. Okay, and you have to bring korban hatat. Why? Because he made avera. Okay, so what is the Hiddush here? What is the Hiddush? So I saw a beautiful commentary that brought by Rabbi Yaakov Abu Hatzira. Rabbi Yaakov Abu Hatzira, born in Morocco in the city of Tiflat, he born around 219 years ago. And he called the Abir Yaakov, that is his nickname, Abir Yaakov. He wrote a book, Abir Yaakov, but he wrote a book, Pituchei Hotam. Pituchei Hotam, it's a book with commentary on a Torah. And in his commentary, he actually brings the Mishnah on Masechet Avot in chapter 4, Mishnah 11. And Hazal in the Mishnah tell us like this: Adam she'asa avera, kana lo kategor. A person that lo alenu made avera, he actually created a prosecutor to himself. That means that a bad angel being created by the avera. And that bad angel wanted, Has v'shalom, to kill him. That's the job of the Yetzer Hara. That bad angel is Yetzer Hara. Okay? Why? Because he made avera. He made avera. And it's come to tell you something. But the Torah said, say Rabbi Yaakov Abu Hatzir, he said the Torah giving you advice. The Torah giving you idea how you can change your decree and save yourself from that prosecutor. It say Rabbi Yaakov Abu Hatzira like this. From that it say, במקום אשר תשחט העולה תשחט החטאת, by that you do tshuva if you do a tshuva, if you do atonement, okay, and that's basically the same like korban olah, because korban olah, why do you bring korban olah? Korban olah is a korban nedava. It's a thanksgiving korban. Like you're saying thank you to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. He said that if you bring the korban hatat, where you say thank you to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, okay, and you do atonement to your sin, okay, for the sin that you done, okay, the same like this, that you doing it, you have to do the korban hatat, where you do the thanksgiving, okay, you can cancel the bad angel. What does it mean? Wherever you say thank you to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, on the same place you come and you say HaKadosh Baruch Hu, sin, I'm sorry. Here's my korban, that's korban hatat. Okay? It's come to tell you by that a person do tshuva and he regret what he done. On the same place that you thank HaKadosh Baruch Hu, you say sorry. And that will help to do atonement. Amazing. That's the reason why you have to bring the korban hatat in the same place that you shech the korban olah. That's according to Rabbi Yaakov Abu Hatzira. Let's go to chapter 7. Chapter 7, verse 37. I'm skipping quite a bit. And we have to understand what it's saying here. And Be'ezrat Hashem on Shabbat, I'm going to bring many more chidushim about that verse. I'm going to try and bring 2, 3, even 4 chidushim I have about it. But let's see how's time, because I have 9 minutes. And it says like this in chapter 7, verse 37. Zot HaTorah la'olah, la'mincha, ve'lahatat, u'la'asham, u'la'meluim, u'lezevach ha'shelamim.
This is the law of the elevation offering, the meal offering, the sin offering, and the guilt offering, and the inauguration offerings, and the peace offering.
Okay. First of all, let's understand what's happening. And we're going to start with the Zera Shimshon, Rabbi Shimshon Chaim Nachmani, that every week we're trying to bring a hidush of his to understand what he's trying to say. And we have to understand the Torah tell us that this is the law of the Korban Olah, and then Korban Mincha, and then the Korban Hatat, and then the Korban Hasham, and Korban HaMiluim. Chazal in the Gemara in Masechet Ta'anit in page 27, folio 2, tell us something very important. Amar Rabbi Rav Asi. Rav Asi say, Ilmale ma'amadot, lo nitkaimu shamayim va'aretz. Rav Asi say, without the sacrifice, it means without us bringing sacrifice, the world couldn't exist. Immediately asked the Rabbi Shimshon Chaim Nachmani, that born in Modena 318 years ago, in his book Zera Shimshon, in verse 6. He said, but there is a specific verse from the prophet before the Gemara, that the prophet said, Im lo briti yomam v'layla, chokot shamayim va'aretz lo samti. There is a verse that contradicts. There is a verse that says that if you're not going to learn Torah, the world cannot exist. While in the Gemara it said that if you don't bring korbanot, the world cannot exist. So decide, is it korbanot, in the merit of the korbanot, the world exists, or in the merit of studying Torah? I don't understand. There's a contradiction here. One verse contradicts the others. That's the question of the Zera Shimshon. Rabbi Shimshon Chaim Nachmani. He said like this, there is no contradiction. Although that it's looked to you that there is contradiction, there is no contradiction. What the prophet tell us, the prophet Jeremiah tell us, אם לא בריתי יומם ולילה חוקות שמיים בארץ לא שמתי. If people not going to study Torah, the world wouldn't exist. Yes, is right. What Hazal tell us in the Gemara in Masechet Ta'anit, in page 27, folio 2, what Rav Asi say, ilmale ma'amadot lo nitkaimu shamayim va'aretz. That means if you're not going to bring sacrifice, the world wouldn't exist. It's also right. He said, let me explain to you. There is a midrash that called Yalkut Shimoni, that's been written by Rabbi Shimon Ashkenazi. Rabbi Shimon Ashkenazi, he born in Frankfurt in Germany. It's not known when is he born there. I searched, but I couldn't find. And he actually bring the midrash in the book of Yehezkel. And it says in book Yehezkel, in Yalkut Shimoni, in Remez Shin Nun Het, it's 300, and Nun is 58. He said like this. He said, Sha'alu la-chokmah. Ask the wisdom. With a normal wisdom, normal person. Choteh ma'onsho, a person that done a sin. What is his punishment? She'alu la-nevuah. Ask the prophecy. A person that sinned, what is his punishment? They both say, if he punished, if he sinned, his punishment is death. Sha'alu la-Torah. They ask the Torah, what is a person that sinned? What should he do? The Torah tells us, Yavi Asham v'itchaper lo. Person that sinned will bring the korban Asham. Okay, that he admit that he done avera. He will ask for forgiveness and finished. The Midrash continues and says, She'elu la-Kadosh Baruch Hu. Ask the Almighty. Nefesh hachotet ma'onsha. Ask the Almighty, a person that sinned, what is punishment? Say HaKadosh Baruch Hu, עושה תשובה והתחפר לו. והתורה אומרת לנו, and the Torah tells us, that the children of Israel, if they sin, they bring korbanot, and we know that that's doing atonement for them. That's brought also by the Al-Sheikh HaKadosh, Rabbi Moshe Al-Sheikh, that born in the city of Andripoli in Turkey 517 years ago. He explained that when a person see what's happening with the korban, how they shecht them, how they actually skin the korban and everything, and then put them on a fire, he realized that that's what should happen to him. And HaKadosh Baruch Hu did mercy, say instead of that's what should happen to you, that it can happen to the korban, to the animal. Say the Zera Shimshon. Let me explain to you what's happening. There is no contradiction. What the Torah tells us that the world exists in the merit of the korbanot. It's speaking about Amei Aratzot, a person that is Am Haaretz. What it means, Am Haaretz? A person that cannot study Torah. It doesn't have the knowledge. It doesn't have the wisdom. It doesn't have the chokhmah to study Torah. Therefore, how do you do atonement to him? By that he bring a korban. And that maybe will open his eyes and he'll understand that what's happened with the korban should happen with him. And he'll do atonement. He said what HaKadosh Baruch Hu said, that a person that if he done averot lo alenu, what is he should do? Ya'aseh tshuva ve'itchaper lo. That means that the person should do tshuva, and it's gonna forgive him. What is it? That the person that have seichel have a bit of wisdom. He know how to study. He can study. It's very important. There's people that can't study. These people that can study, then they're obligated what? To study Torah. And that will do atonement to them. It's come to tell you what the Hazal say in the Gemara, that ilmale ma'amadot, if it wasn't for the sacrifices, the world, only in the merit of the sacrifice exists. Why? Because it's doing atonement. And korban, it's mishon kirva. That means korban, the word korban means closeness, to bring us close to the Almighty. But what the prophet said, Jeremiah say in chapter 33, verse 25, in Lo briti yomam valayla hukot shamayim va'aretz lo samti, that meaning a merit of the Torah exists. That we're speaking to a person that is a Talmid Chacham, a person that can study. It's come to tell you that there is no contradiction here between the two. Those that can study Torah, even if they done averot, by that they're studying Torah, the Torah will do atonement to the averot and bring them closer to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. But lo alenu, there's people that can't study Torah. They don't have the wisdom. They don't have the ability to study Torah. Why? Because they are me'aretz, they're pshutim. They never learn, they never understand, they can't. Whatever the background was, those should bring korbanot. But those that have the ability, the seichel, the chokhmah to study, they're obligated to study Torah. By that they're studying Torah, they don't have to bring a korban because they're studying Torah. And they're going to understand from the Torah that what they've done, they're wrong. That's going to bring them closer to HaKadosh Baruch Hu and will do atonement. And now we can understand what does it say here. Zot HaTorah. That's the law. La'olah, la minha, ve'la hatat. That means the law that come to teach you that you have to bring hatat. We'll explain what is the difference between, first of all, the Maran Shulchan Aruch, Rabbi Yosef Karo, that born in Toledo 535, 536 plus minus years ago in Spain. He said like this: it's Olah and then Minha. The second korban is korban minha. Korban minha, it's you hardly can eat it. There's nothing in this korban. It's the cheapest korban. Why after korban olah come the cheapest korban? Be'ezrat Hashem on Shabbat, I will explain that. We'll bring different opinion. And then it's a lahatat. Lahatat, it's a korban that who eat from it? A half of it go on a fire, on an altar. A half of it the Kohen eat. And then it says la miluim. La miluim, milshon milui, said the Rabbi Haim Ben Atar. What does it mean, miluim? That you take that korban and you split it to three. 1/3 on a fire, 1/3 to the Kohen, and 1/3 to Israel, to the Israeli guy. That means the owner of the korban. They can eat, they can share it. Each one get 1/3. Obviously, Hazal explained which part you can eat, which part you can't. There is a different secret with the korbanot. Each korban comes to teach you different level. The highest level is that all to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, korban olah, that's the spiritual part. Then you have korban, what we say, hatat. Then you have korban miluim. 3 different levels. What does it mean, 3 different levels? That it's come to teach you. The first korban, we say, all to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, that's korban olah. That's ben adam lamakom, between man and the Almighty. Then there is korban hatat, ben adam lahavero. Okay? Then there is korban shlamim, that everyone benefit from it. That means that korban between a man and himself. That means him himself, he have to do tshuva. It's come to tell you that each one of them is different idea. I want to share with you something very important. He said like this. It's saying that in every mitzvah you have gashmiut and ruhaniyut. For example, a mitzvah of gashmiut, when we eat, when we drink, when we sleep, when we're having a shower, that's a gashmiut. It's a mitzvah that there is on it gashmiut. Mitzvah ruhanit is, for example, it's Torah, it's the mitzvot that we're doing, avodat Hashem, okay, the davening. He said, if you look at each one of those three that we mentioned, achila, shtiya, lina, that you have to understand that you have to join the gashmiut and the ruhaniyut. What it means, the gashmiut and the ruhaniyut? Okay, it's a bit heavy. There is Shem Kadosh that called Shem Havaya, Yud Kei Vav Kei. It said that if you look in the gashmiut, it's the physicality, eating, drinking, sleeping, achila, shtiya, lina. You're always going to get the two first letters of Shem Havaya, Yud Kei, Yud and Hey. But in a ruhaniyut, that it's Torah, mitzvah, that means mitzvot and avodah, you get the last part of the name of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Vav Kei, Vav Hey. And the chokhmah is to join the gashmiut, that means the physicality, with the spirituality together. And then the holy name of HaKadosh Baruch Hu going to be completed. That's from Rabbi Israel Meruzhin. Rabbi Israel Meruzhin, born 228 years ago, plus minus. He born what's called today the Ukraine of today. And that's Hidush. Rabotai, listen. He said when he was a little boy, Rabbi Israel Meruzhin. Listen to that. When he was a little child. That's what it says, L'Shem Yehud Kutsha Shtinte. That's what we say before everything that we do. L'Shem Yehud Kutsha Shtinte. That means that we have to join with everything that we do in physical and in spiritual, to join the spirituality and the physicality together. That means first the physicality and then the spirituality. Why? Because in the spirituality, okay, there is the last part of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, the last two letters of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. But in physicality, there is the two first letters of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, of Shem Havaya, Yud Kei Vav Kei. That means the chokhmah is to join them together, the Yud Kei and the Vav Kei, the materialism with spirituality. And Be'ezrat Hashem, that so well, I took 7 minutes over. Sorry, I'm going to cut here. So Be'ezrat Hashem, that HaKadosh Baruch Hu will give us the wisdom, will give us the chokhmah and the understanding to understand the Torah, to join physicality with spirituality, and then the holy name of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Yud Kei Vav Kei, will be completed, and HaKadosh Baruch Hu will say, Dai letzarotenu, and send us Mashiach Tzidkenu speedily in our days. Amen. Ken Yeh Ratzon. Rabotai, I hope that you enjoyed the shiur. First of all, I want to thank each one of you personally, individually, for joining the shiur. I know that's a public holiday. Many people told me that they're going away, that they're not going to be. But those of you that watched the shiur, I hope that you enjoy. I just want to mention to those that coming on Shabbat to the shiur, it's an hour before Mincha. It's going to be in 4:45 in a big shul at Yeshiva College. Now, time for question. Those of you that have question regarding the shiur, please ask. Unmute the microphone and ask. Bechavod.
Good evening, Rav. I've got a couple of questions.
Tov, Jeffrey. Bechavod,
everybody, good to you.
Bechavod, yeah.
Rav, I'm a bit. I'd like to understand a bit more. here we have, you mentioned the story of this guy who was davening and he was was shockling, he was bending down. And
No,
then,
no, no. Not only shockling. He lifting up his hand to heaven. He make all different,
he's making a thing of it.
all
Because,
different. No,
yeah, because basically speaking, this is exactly what you're trying to do. When you daven, there's going to be a part of you that's feeling, the physical part of you is participating with your mental prayer. It's actually, you're doing it, you're joining it. This is what you've just taught us now, there's the physicality and the spirituality, which that's what we do. We have to join together. So
So how? But you can join it in modesty. You don't have to show everyone that you're lifting up your hands to the heaven like you bringing the angel down to earth. Who we are to bring angel down to earth? Who's gonna look at us? We have to say thank you if our davening even gonna reach to heaven.
Yeah. True.
But that people do that and
Yeah.
and you know well, בסדר.
Okay.
By the way, that person doesn't want to speak to me. Sometimes he come in also to Or Sameach, where we daven, in the morning, in Shahri. Since I told him that, he's cross with me. But halacha is halacha, I have to say.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Here you also discussed the question is if there's someone who's a normal person that can learn and can study and what have you, by learning and by studying, it's like a teshuva. It's like it rectifies the sin.
The Torah, that you're studying Torah.
It rectifies the sin.
What you're studying, that's doing rectification for the sin that you've done and bringing you closer to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Because what's the essence of studying Torah? Is to come closer to HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
Right. So now, if you've said that, what about the Amaretz? What about the guy that can't do that? And now he can't bring a korban because we don't have korbanot. So how does
talking about today? You're talking about today.
Talking about today. How does he do that now?
Today is much easier than the olden days. Today, not only that we have books, we have the mefarshim. Because Rabbi Yehuda Nasi said, Rabbi, Et la Hashem aferu Toratecha. When he saw that the generation degrading with the Yiddishkeit, with the level, he said, Et la Hashem aferu Toratecha. Now I'm going to write the oral Torah. Although that the Torah tells us not to write the oral Torah, Kadosh Baruch Hu say Rabbi Yehuda Nasi, that I see that the generation starting to forget. Let's write it for them. And we have plenty books for us as simple people to understand. I'm talking to myself, you're all tzaddikim. I'm talking to myself. You know, without the books, we couldn't find our feet.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I tell you, I quite often, I look in the interpretation, I go to all different books. Why? Because I don't have that wisdom. Imagine that we didn't have those books, where we will be today, how we will understand the Torah. לא תבערו אש בכל מושבותיכם ביום השבת. The Torah tells us that you should not light a fire in all your dwelling on Shabbos. You know, the tzdukim, they're not only that they don't light fire, listen to that, if there is a fire, they put it down. אז יש פה מלאכת מכבה, to put down a fire. מלאכת מכבה. So they do an avera. Yes. So without the Ilchot Shabbat, we wouldn't know what to do with Shabbat. The same with all different halachot that we have. You follow? So today that we have the books, even the Am Haaretz can understand. You read Parashat HaKorbanot. Is it so difficult to read Parashat HaKorbanot? You don't have korbanot. Read it. Just read it. Look at the order and try to understand, and that will do atonement. Simple than that. Doesn't cost money. You follow, Jeffrey?
So it's more difficult. So it's more difficult for the learned person, because he can't rely just on just reading it and doing it. He's got to understand more.
That's the simple person. That's the simple person to read the korbanot. The more learned person have to study Torah in depth. As much that you study more Torah in depth, that's what doing atonement to you. It's each one according to his level. That's how the atonement works, measure for measure. Those that Amei Aratzot, just read the Parashat HaKorbanot. That in the morning that we read Parashat HaKorbanot, Uneshalma parim sefatenu. What does it mean, Uneshalma parim sefatenu? By that you read the Korbanot, that's considered to you like you sacrifice the Korban. That's to Amei Aratzot. But those that the Talmidei Chachamim, if you already done Avera, you have to go now to start studying deeper, studying stronger and deeply to understand what's hiding behind every mitzvah, what's hiding behind every source. Why to do that? Why is the Torah tell me? What can I learn from what the Torah tell me? That you can't ask from Amei Haaretz. Beseder? You understand?
Okay. Yes.
It's much
very
easier.
clear.
Because in the olden days, you have to bring a korban, you have to bring some money. And if you didn't have money to bring the korban, you understand?
Sure.
So today it's much easier, Baruch Hashem, that we have Rabbi Yehuda Nasi.
Read it.
That say, Ot La Hashem, Aperu Toratecha.
Fair. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any other question, Rabotai? Any other question? No? Okay, in that case, I would like to wish all of you, number one, Shabbat Shalom. Have a beautiful long weekend, a safe long weekend. Be'ezrat Hashem, that HaKadosh Baruch Hu will say enough, Yomar Dai Letzarotenu, and enough to all our sorrows, to all the Jews, not only in Eretz Israel, not only in South Africa, all over the world. There is anti-Semitism. We know that no one loves us. And I explained that before the Mashiach will come, all the nations going to turn against us, 70 nations. And that's Gematria Gog Umagog. And that's one of the signs that we are already Be'ekvetad Imshiha, in a time of the Mashiach. So Be'ezrat Hashem, that HaKadosh Baruch Hu will have mercy, compassion on us, send us Mashiach Tzidkenu, and will say enough to all our sorrows, and release those in captivity, those that have been kidnapped by the Hamas. And Be'ezrat Hashem will see miracle that Shabbat milizok u'fuat rova labo. But please God, that on Shabbos we daven hard. We ask HaKadosh Baruch Hu to send Mashiach, and then we'll see him speedily in our day. Amen. So have a beautiful Shabbos, a long weekend, because here is in South Africa is a long, long weekend. So wish all of you a beautiful Shabbos, a resting Shabbos, a safe Shabbos to us and to Kol Am Yisrael. Amen. Have a good night.
Amen.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Good night.